From the NMSU Department of Journalism and Media Studies in collaboration with KRWG, this is the student-produced News22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Emilia Albornoz.
And I'm Noah Padaka. We begin tonight with opposition to the Trump administration's recent actions and how they are growing.
Just outside the Las Cruces Border Patrol Station, about 60 angry people line up to protest. They carried signs showing their discontent from the mass deportations sweeping the country. There have been more than 350 deportation flights out of the United States since the beginning of the year. These protesters are saying it's unjust and unpatriotic.
And now I'm here with all of the others who are immigrants here who deserve to be treated with justice and fairness just like everyone else. And so we've got to get rid of this kind of racism and bigotry and the Jim Crow, reintroduction of Jim Crow into our society.
This is just one of the hundreds of demonstrations happening across the country. The group is planning to hold another protest this weekend. And Tristan, it has been really windy outside.
It's been crazy.
Absolutely, the dust has been blowing. We might even lose this broadcast, hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Now let's go take a look at our live look. Now, as you can see, folks, it's still pretty dusty outside. Not a lot of, it's not great. Maybe stay home. Let's take a look at our current conditions, though. So, as you know, the skies have been windy and dusty today. Temps been about 86 degrees. Westward wind about 19 miles an hour. That may change. Upward trend. Humidity has been 11%, dew point 25, and the barometer reads 29.47. And the highs today have been 86. The average is out to about 76 with a low of 64. Now, for our record high was about 87 degrees in 2017, and record low was 32 in 2009. Precipitation 0, and the yearly rainfall is 0.05. Now back to the desk for more news action.
Stay tuned. Tristan will be back with your national weather forecast.
But first, students at New Mexico State University are getting hands-on lessons in fungal biology. We'll have more on that coming up on News 22.
There is a rich story beyond the black and white. David Rubenstein and some of the nation's leading historians reveal the history makers who shaped the America we live in today.
This was a very tumultuous time for the American people.
History with David Rubenstein.
Sunday at 2 p.m. on KRWG-Public Media.
PBS opens up new worlds, new perspectives for all of us, today and tomorrow.
With stories and performances that bring us together.
We can all share in the inspiration, the wonder, and the world that PBS brings into our homes.
Support your PBS station today.
On this season of Patty's Mexican Table, we are in the Yucatan Peninsula. ¡Qué rico! I'm gonna take all the things I learned here and put them to use in my kitchen so that you can use them too.
Thursday at 2:30 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
And welcome back. You're watching News 22 Thursday,
where news matters. In the Mexican culture, there are traditional meals in preparation for Easter.
Yeah, one of them is a bread-cooked pudding that is cooked on Fridays. It's called capriotada. News 22 Sara Sanchez Aguilar shows us how exactly it's made.
This is the first time Cristina Uyarra makes capirotada. She says she remembers when she was a child, her mother always made the capirotada during Lent, and she wanted to make it herself, hoping her children will like it and follow the tradition of making it. This is not your common bread pudding. There are many historical ingredients used to make the capirotada. Butter toasted bread, piloncillo, cloves, raisins, nuts, melted cheese, and sprinkles, all flavored with a soaking of a warmly spiced sweet cinnamon milk. What started here at Family's Kitchens has now become a business that you can find at bakeries around the Southwest. She says, well, as we all work and they come in a hurry in the afternoon or very early, those who work mornings, I'm prepared to have it here in the morning because it is a process to do everything, and I have had a lot of people buying it. According to the book Celebrating Latino Folklore, published in 2012, the ingredients carry a symbolic meaning related to the Passion of Christ. The bread represents the body of Christ, the syrup, his blood. The cinnamon and cloves represent the wood and nails of the cross, and the cheese represents the Holy Shroud. Just like Cristina, many people make their own recipe at home, while others prefer to buy at local businesses.
Okay.
Zaira Sanchez Aguilar, News 22.
And thanks, Zaida, for that report. Students at New Mexico State University are getting hands-on lessons in fungal biology, and it's all happening in the kitchen. At Skeen Hall, students in the fungal biology class are trading lab coats for aprons. This cooking demonstration features Chef Danielle Young from the School of Hotel, Tourism, and Restaurant Management. Now, it's all part of an effort to make science more engaging and delicious.
In terms of it helps the student to be able to explain to the general public what they're doing in the classroom, and allow them to have interaction.
Long-standing role that this mushroom has in culinary traditions and in traditional.
By combining food science and community, the demonstration offers a fresh way to look at the fungi, not just under a microscope, but also on a plate.
Tristan is next with the national weather forecast.
Now, before we talk about that, we do have to talk about the Lyra's meteor shower, which is currently underway. Now, NASA says it will be active through April 26 with 5 or 6 meteors an hour visible when the sky is dark. Now, the agency does say that the peak will be Monday and Tuesday, and NASA says the first recorded sighting of the Lyra's meteor shower was in 687 BC. Now on to the national weather. So, let's talk about that. So in San Francisco, it's a nice cool 62. Over in El Paso, it's 90. Over in Chicago, right over here, 68. And for my shipmates in Norfolk, Virginia, it is a nice sunny 65. Fair winds. Now on to my next map. Speaking of winds, let's talk about wind. So it's been pretty bad out here. A little worse in Albuquerque. 57 miles an hour near Albuquerque. Near Amarillo, Texas, 48 miles per hour. In Tonopah, Nevada, 45 miles per hour. And near Keweenaw Bay, 42 miles an hour. Now that's in Michigan. On to my final map. And summer is upon us, so we got to talk about the heat. So down the line over here, we got the 80s in the Great Plains, and across the south, we've got 80s, well actually 90s in the Great Plains and 80s across the south, specifically around Garden City, Amarillo, and Lubbock, 91 degrees. And that'll be it for our national weather forecast, but stay tuned because our local forecast is next.
It would be easy to describe this show as a show about things, but you learn a lot about what we are as people.
I love the road show. I've been wanting to come to the road show for years, and I got the opportunity to be here today, and I wasn't going to miss it for anything.
Across the country, at every stop we make, people make Antiques Roadshow possible.
It's not about the money. I think it's about the story. You know, we have things in our homes and they bring back memories for us.
And we know that Antiques Roadshow will find the interests and the history and the knowledge that we want preserved.
It's a wonderful experience, it really is, because you're not a number or an object, you are part of this roadshow family.
Call, text, or go online to give to this PBS station now.
And welcome back. We are here to talk about our local temps. Now, Farmington is 71, Santa Fe 69, Gallup 64, Albuquerque was a spicy 81, Socorro even hotter 83, Clovis even hotter 87, Roswell, wow, 92 in Roswell, Ruidoso 73, Las Cruces of course is 76, and Deming 83. And for tomorrow, it's going to cool down a little bit. Farmington 67, Santa Fe 56, Gallup 49, Albuquerque 67, Clovis 75, and Socorro also 75, Roswell 81, Ruidoso 61. Las Cruces cools down to 77, and of course Deming cools down to 75. Now for tonight, Alamogordo is going to be about 56, partly cloudy. Tomorrow's going to be 75, and they're going to get the wind as well. For Tier C, tonight's going to be about 55, and tomorrow's going to be about 75, partly cloudy. Silver City is going to be a chilly 41 tonight, and tomorrow is going to rise up to a little bit to about 64. And of course, here in Las Cruces, we have that wind. Tonight's going to be about 56. Maybe you want to stay inside. And tomorrow is going to be 77. And that is back to the desk.
Let's go and kick it over to Diego with a look at your sports.
Thanks, guys. Coming up in sports, the iconic voice of college football is unfortunately retiring. You can toss that remote because News 22 Sports is next.
Welcome to the Volunteer Woodworker. I'm your host, Charles Brock. Come with me as we drive the back roads, bringing you the story of America's finest woodworkers. Each episode shares the artist's inspiring story, their techniques, and their artistic work.
Tuesday at 2 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
Welcome to Milk Street's My Family Recipe. We bring home cooks to our Boston studio where, along with our host and pastry chef Cheryl Day, we help home cooks rediscover lost family recipes.
You're going to be able to bake this cake.
I can do it.
Then we send them home to recreate that recipe for the toughest audience, their own family.
Mom, that's really good.
Right here on Milk Street's My Family Recipe.
Friday at 2:30 on KRWG Public Media.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
For the win! He got it! Welcome back. I'm Diego Gallegos, and let's talk sports. The NMSU baseball team is looking to rebound tonight after a tough loss to in-state rival the UNM Lobos. Now, the Aggies' Achilles heel this season has been starting the game off right. This past Tuesday, they gave up 6 total runs in the first inning against the Lobos. Wow. This puts the Aggies at 2-14 when their opponent scores 4 more runs in the first inning. Tonight, they will square off against the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. New Mexico State's star-studded bullpen has recorded 10 or more strikeouts in 4 total games. They hope this will be the key to sending the Gamecocks home. And it's a really sad day in college sports. The iconic voice of ESPN's College Game Day, Lee Corso, will be retiring this year. Corso debuted on the Game Day show in 1987, totaling 38 years for the 89-year-old at ESPN. The legend became famous when he started wearing oversized college mascot heads for his weekly picks, the most iconic being Ohio State's Brutus and Alabama's Big Al mascot. Corso's final show will be the Week 1 broadcast on August 30th. A location has yet to be announced. Thank you for everything, Lee. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action next week. Still ahead on News 22, Tristan will be back to take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. But first, a new study suggests endangered sea turtles are showing signs of recovery. Let's go, turtles. More on that when News 22 continues.
My name is Jonathan Phillips. Join me on the journey of a lifetime as I explore one of history's greatest questions. How did the Christian faith move from its darkest early days to the moment when Constantine, master of the mighty Roman Empire, went on to be baptized himself? Come with me as I travel thousands of miles on the road from Christ to Constantine.
Sunday at 3:30 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
That is utterly remarkable.
Whales coming up?
Hold on.
This is huge.
Here we go. The more whales you have, the healthier the ocean is.
They're the biggest land animals that have ever existed.
The most special thing is going somewhere that nobody ever has before. It's perfect.
Welcome back. Let's go and take a look at our top stories.
Opposition to the Trump administration's recent actions are growing even here in Las Cruces. In the Mexican culture, there are many traditional meals in preparation for Easter. One of them is the bread of pudding. And students here at NMSU are getting hands-on lessons in the fungal biology, and it's happening in the kitchen.
Tristan, we've seen a lot of wind, a lot of heat. Hopefully we see a little bit of relief in the next 5 days. What can you tell us about that?
Maybe not the weekend, but after which,
Darn.
probably. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Now on Friday, it's going to be windy, high of 77, a low of 48. On Saturday, also going to be windy, unfortunately, but 62 and 38. Now on Sunday, it looks like we might lose a little of that wind. It'll be sunny, 73 and 45. On Monday, it'll be partly cloudy, 84 and 51. And on Tuesday, it'll be sunny, 87 and 51.
Crazy stuff ahead. Hopefully not too much dust.
Absolutely.
Nice. Yeah, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. That's all that we have for you.
Tune in for next week for more news. I'm Emilia Albornoz.
And I'm Noah Apodaca, and from the entire News22 team, have a great night. But don't go too far, because Emiliano Salgado is next with Noticias 22 en Español.
This news brief en español is brought to you by Noticias 22, la información más completa de Nuevo México, El Paso y la frontera. Noticias 22.
Hola, yo soy Emiliano Salgado. Gracias por continuar con las noticias en español. Esto es Noticias 22. Tras las recientes acciones de la administración Trump, muchos grupos alrededor de los Estados Unidos se han reunido para protestar en contra del gobierno, y en Las Cruces ocurrió lo mismo el día de hoy. Justo afuera de la estación de la fronteriza de Las Cruces, residentes enojados se conglomeraron para hacer oír su voz. Cerca de 100 personas se alinearon para protestar con carteles, que muestran su descontento por las deportaciones masivas que han tomado lugar en el país. Los manifestantes dicen que estas acciones son injustas y antipatrióticas, ya que todos los inmigrantes merecen ser tratados con justicia y equidad, al igual que todos los demás en el país. De acuerdo al grupo, se tiene previsto organizar otra protesta este fin de semana, pero su localización se desconoce por el momento. En la cultura mexicana hay comidas tradicionales que se celebran para celebrar la Pascua y la Cuaresma. Una de ellas es un pan con condimentos dulces y azucarados llamados capirotadas. Este postre se hace con mantequilla, piloncillo, clavos, pasas, cacahuates y queso derretido, mientras todo esto se adereza con un remojo de leche de canela dulce y especias calientes. Estos ingredientes llevan un significado simbólico relacionado con la pasión de Cristo, en donde el pan representa el cuerpo de Cristo, el almíbar su sangre, la canela y el clavo la madera y los clavos de la cruz, y el queso el santo sudario. Con estas festividades mexicanas acercándose, hay familias que deciden prepararlo en casa, pero otras prefieren comprarlo en panaderías locales como en Lujan's Bakery aquí en la ciudad. Esto ha sido todo por mi parte, que tengan buenas noches.